So I'm interested in the relative contributions that the motion and the type make to the finished compositions.
I think there is kind of an urge to just, hey, let's animate this logo or let's make this move. But like you've already figured out the design system. That's when it's detrimental to the work because it becomes an afterthought. But if you fuse design and interactivity and generative work right out the gate and treat them on the same playing field as type and graphic design, then you have set it up in a way that it's going to be more powerful.
Do you worry about becoming comfortable with the tools?
I think as soon as you're comfortable with tools, get out and try something else. Once you dive into something new and you realize you're terrible at it, and like I do this daily, that's humbling. It's like, oh my God, I really suck at this. And then you're like, wow, I'm not like this great designer anymore. I'm terrible. I got to get in code something in processing and I'm just a disaster. So what's special about this is it kind of brings you back to earth. It's like this process of like, oh, I think we're feeling good about work. And then, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I'm grounded immediately. There's definitely this nature of being very improvisational, like allowing unexpected things to happen is what's produced, I think, some of the favorite work that we've done lately.
I want to touch on that too, the notion of like learning to improvise or learning to create something that feels very dynamic and on the fly, but actually takes like a lot of expertise.
So part of my ritual every day, I play 30 minutes to an hour of music, scales, and I perform a song that I want to practice. Every time I played that song has been different. It's been faster, it's been slower, it's been with like a groove, it's been with a swing beat. So you can switch it and change. But what's beautiful about this, if you know the song, regardless of how I play it, people still recognize the song. The melody is there, the structure is there, and that is a parameter that defines an identity in music. That also defines parameters in design. And what I really like about that is that it is not restrictive. You can create a huge identity that has this inner kind of connective web of rhythmic changes, colors and stuff, but people all know it's part of the same thing.
Something that I've seen you talk about is this idea of analytical versus intuitive creation. What are those conceptually?
It's really easy to talk about this in the jazz context because when you're performing and playing a solo, like you're deciding those notes right there in time, and you're going to make mistakes and do whatever you want. But I think the beauty of understanding jazz improvisation is that no one knows you're making a mistake if you play things with like a level of conviction. You're like, I'm going to go for this and I'm just going to try to own it and I'm going to screw it up, but I'm just going to roll with it and just keep playing through it. And no one in the audience is going to know that you totally missed the chord. So let's do the same thing like in design. And this gets into, I think, a deeper sort of personal level of understanding yourself and what you like and your taste and who you are and what makes you tick. And I think there is a bit of self-discovery to get to a point where you can say, I'm going to remove my critical self out of the process and just make stuff and be free. At a certain point, once you've set up a level of parameters of like, say, the project needs this idea to be worked out, like, let's just let that be the guide, but then try to become one, just like a jazz pianist or a trumpeter or whatever, when you're designing.